Hello. Good evening. One. Good evening, all. Welcome. I want you to note the title as you come in. This stream is called LoKi for a reason. And it's not the Norse god of mischief and mayhem. It is because this will be a LoKi stream. This is not going to be me doing backflips. Okay. If you don't like that, don't whine about it. We can talk. But we're going to keep it to a dull roar, as mom and dad used to say. I'm thinking about doing something pretty weird tonight and launching. Soft launching, obviously, to you that watch this live and those around the world. I just have to figure out how to get a fucking thing, a link. And I'm thinking about launching my little ideology themed Discord server. All I've got to figure out is how to get the join link. Sure, it's in here. Server settings, probably. Yeah, custom invite link. Cool. Now, I don't know because my mod team is probably dead asleep tonight. I don't know if I will be able to facilitate getting you roles and shit, but you guys can get a sneak peek at the way shit is set up. I think that's fair enough, right? Okay, save them changes. Okay. I would like to be the first to invite you to Salt Rackis. Discord.gg/Salt Rackis. SaltRakkis. Salt Rackis. There is a planet at the center of the universe. Upon it is the salt melange. I mean, I'm here, but I assume you mean the Discord mods. Yes. I'll look at it. I'm not going to fuck with it much, though, but there is your invite. It has been available to a small test group from now on. It is Salt Rackis. Discord.gg/Salt Rackis. Should let you join. It'll be like mostly a voice chat server. You know, I hang out and voice chat a lot in TJ's, and I'll be hanging out a lot over here once I do the hard launch to the wide public. But yeah, you are free to join, free to enjoy. Follow the rules. There's a rules thing, I think, that you have to read when you join. And make sure you fucking follow those rules to a T, because this is not a democracy. I have an all-female mod team, okay? It's ladies only. It's the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. Okay. And they have been empowered to do whatever it takes to ensure that the rules are not broken. And I will put a link to this, I suppose. Because like what's in the description now? Is it just a StreamYard link? I think so, right? Sorry, I'm just putting something in the description for you. Okay, that should work. Why, hello. Yeah, I just updated the description for those watching. Unusual activity detected in Salt Brackus. Uh-oh. Rut-row. So I don't know like what kind of I don't know what kind of permissions you guys have. I guess you guys have talking permissions. Can you join any of these voice chats over here? Okay, hold up. Let me before you go on, let you know this will be live. This will be live. All right, you're gonna have to be quiet. You're gonna have to be quiet, or I'm gonna kick you. Chill out. Everybody can't talk at once. We got to get the rules established and shit. Okay. So everybody chill the fuck out. Okay, I'm just going to remove this. So I think everybody should be able to hear you on the stream now. You have to be okay with that. So say you're okay with it. Yeah. And then all right. Because I don't want to hear any bullshit and whining about it. This is up front. We're doing a stream and you can be heard. So if you don't like that, get the fuck out. If you're cool with it, feel free to chill. Okay. Now that that's said, we need to have like some order, right? Obviously, everybody can't be speaking at once. I figure what we'll do is to try this out, we'll do a Q&A, right? So we'll start at the top. We'll do it by that fucking tyranny of alphabetical order, right? You can ask a question if you want or make a comment and then mute the fuck up. If you say anything stupid or break any of the rules, I'm going to ban you. Okay? We good? I'm assuming we good. Okay. So Astro Agent, you're first on deck. If you want to say something, you can pass the Dutchie if you don't got nothing to say, but I'd rather you did if you're going to chill in here. Um, I can actually. And to let you know, this is the true Salt Rackus, okay? Okay. Yes. Okay. We got soundboards. All right. We also got some stuff that maybe I won't push the soundboard until the time comes because it's like there's some stuff in here that does not need to be laid on. But there's some good stuff. All right. But yes, I do know all, and I see all, and my mods see even more than all. They see all of all. So don't be a dick about it. All right, Caladan, your turn. Oh yeah, I remember your Canucky voice and your name too. Good name for the server, by the way. It works out. Well, mm, hello. You know the rules, and you are being broadcasted live as part of the show, and you're cool with that if you stay, and if you're not, get the fuck out. Right? Are you good? All right. Mythical bestiary. You're next if you want to be. Who the fuck is Rebecca Ferguson? Oh. I know who you are, you little bastard. I know that voice. You little twink son of a bitch, you. I know who you are. You can't hide behind your name, dude. Your Magic the Gathering name. Get the fuck out of here, Jason. No, I'm kidding. Welcome. But yeah, Jason is in the building. What else you got to say, Jason? Okay, how many times were you actually watching, and how many times did your head spend more time in a lap than looking at the movie? And true too. Okay, so you've seen it 3 times. Okay, 3 times. Oh, you like the gay jokes. You always were a fan of you've yeah you always were a fan of my gay jokes. Oh shit. Discord audio is not coming through on the stream. Okay, well that's a problem, isn't it? So I think what I need to do is this. Okay, so now everybody can hear you. You guys got a reprieve. So you were saying, Jason. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well I'm gonna probably see it this week a second time. Still no audio. Fuck. All right. Give me a sec. Let me figure this out. How do I gotta share screen for this to fucking work? Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong. We're good. Okay. My apologies to just the stream watchers and whatnot. That should fix it. Let me know. And yeah. Shitty. But
testing.
Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I'm setting things up for the first time. Yeah. Oh my God. Otello. Please, dude. Otello.
What do you need?
Nothing.
Some of the usernames I
I just liked your test.
Oh.
Okay, Nate, you're next. What do you got to say, buddy?
Nothing too important really. I just wanted to say that I've been a big fan of yours for a long time. I followed you back in the DP days, and I've been a big fan of DFF and your ideologies here for a long time.
Cool. Well, I hope you stick around the community, and yeah, it's not always going to be live. I chill and chat and play games and stuff, and so you're welcome to come and hang out in a less fucking public environment or whatever the fuck. That's what this place is for, to chill. So welcome.
Of course, I look forward to it.
And thanks for the kind words. Trend horror, your turn.
Hello. I don't really have much to say either. I watched No Country for Old Men for the first time. I'm not sure if you're
Ooh.
familiar with that film.
Love that movie.
Really thoroughly enjoyed it. So
Who doesn't
I'll
love
probably,
that movie?
I'll probably look further into McCarthy's writings afterward because it's definitely something that's going to stick with me for a while. But
Yeah.
besides that, just happy to be here. Nice
Cool.
to talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Hope you stick around. Yeah. So yeah, that movie for me gets better on the rewatch. It's like I watched it the first time and I was like kind of blown away by it, and then I watched it a second time and I saw and noticed so much shit that was just like,
Also,
it's
some
crazy.
Dune characters in there. Some Dune actors.
true. That is true. Yeah, you got your fucking Gurney Halleck in there.
Oh yeah.
You got your fucking what's his name? Stilgar in there. Stilgar, by the way, in that movie is fucking crazy. That's one of the best performances, period.
That guy is good in pretty much everything he touches.
Yeah. Javier Bardem.
Yeah, he was fucking phenomenal.
Lisan Al-Gaib.
Lisan Al-Gaib.
Lisan Al-Gaib.
Timothy Chalamet could sneeze and Stilgar would go, Lisan Al-Gaib.
Is it a controversial thing for me to say that I think he looks the best with the blue eyes more than anyone
With the blue eyes. I think
of the whole cast?
Oh yeah.
I like Jessica.
Jessica, especially
did
after
it.
she be taking that water of life,
Yeah.
is pretty fucking, you know what I mean?
And Anya Taylor-Joy was pretty mesmerizing as Alia with the blue eyes.
True. And we only got to see her for a very brief moment. But yeah, she definitely was. I mean, I feel like they just like what Denis did was like scoop up every like alien beauty from Hollywood and stick them all on the cast somewhere. I feel like Anya Taylor-Joy has that kind of like supermodel-esque quality, the same way that Zendaya does, the same way that Florence Pugh does. They all have like a look that is immediately like, I don't know. I'm not even talking about attractiveness. I'm just saying like sets them apart,
Exotic?
Yeah, not
Yeah,
exotic,
there's something
like alien,
special
like,
about him.
yeah, something far away about them. And what's her name? The lady that played Fragile in
Leia Seydoux.
Leia
Yeah,
Seydoux.
she's got
That's who I
something
was-
about her in general that's super mesmerizing, and Death Stranding especially.
Oh my god, have you seen what you call it, like Crimes of the Future?
I have. That's what I recognized her from.
Yeah, bro, that movie is
That movie is fucking cool. I don't know. I
super
personally like
cool.
it. Yeah.
Fucked me up.
A little
I'm
bit
actually
weird,
afraid. I'm
but,
afraid to see it because body horror terrifies me.
I mean, it is pure body horror
This-
too. So
Yeah, the scene where it's been a while since I saw it. I saw it in theaters, but the scene where he's like they're doing their weird like thing in front of everybody, like she's taking out body parts out of the other guy.
yeah.
And there's like they're playing like weird, crazy like techno music and shit. That was pretty cool.
Well, that's like, yeah. I mean, that movie is just fucking it. You gotta see it if you can stomach the body horror, and I'm always been game for body horror.
What disturbed me more and more so than the body horror was them eating plastic. And so more so in recent
yeah.
events with microplastics and everything.
Sure.
Watching the first Dune movie, I made a random observation, and it was
Okay.
that Tim Chalamet and Zendaya look like twins.
Mm. Yeah.
Legit, pair them up next to each other. I swear to God, look up Dune. Like
They
part one or
are-
whatever
they-
on
they have
Google,
the-
you'll see it.
I see what you mean. They have the same build and the same face shape.
It's a jawline that does
Yeah,
it. That's what it
yeah.
is.
Like they have that same kind of like wispy and substantial builds and the same jawline. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. I mean, I think it worked for the movie, right? Like for
Sure.
them to be set apart in that way. How did you guys feel, those of you that seen Dune, about Shawnee being like adversarial to Paul for most of it.
Hated
I
it.
think I don't know. I kind of have to disagree with that take, just because I feel like it added much to her character, but not enough in consideration to the core of the story. A lot of things had to change to let that conceit slide by. And
Oh,
I think he handled the Zendaya change well, but not the fallout.
okay. Yeah, I kind of agree. You hated it, Jason?
Yeah, they had to do a modern female sensibilities girl boss take on the whole thing instead of having just a completely love struck, submissive woman.
Which in the book, Shawnee is like the first person to fully adopt belief that he
Yeah, her
is.
love for him
Yeah.
is the impetus for falling
Yes.
for the propaganda in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
She loves him.
And she does not oppose him at any point, and she knows that he's going to marry Irulan. She's not shocked and hurt by it. Like she
Yeah, the
knows it's a
film
political
ended.
marriage, you know. So yeah, it was a little weird for me. It's a strange choice, but I kind of understand why they did it.
I
And
put a side by side in the of them in the text chat.
which text chat? The VC
VC
text?
text
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Teach
sorry.
Tabber.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. That is kind of spooky. Now that you
It's in
mention
the
it.
eyes too.
Yeah, it's the eyes. They have those same kind of like lazy eyes. Same.
Can we get a
Yeah, you know, I'm not always going to honor those, but sure. Here you go.
Lisa the Gabe?
Also, throughout Dune 2,
Sorry.
Timothy Chalamet gets more and more freckles as the movie progresses.
Can I
You'll
just
notice
tell
that.
you something about Timothy Chalamet?
Mhm.
I want to fuck him. All right. Let's just be real.
All right, well, that's
So
fair.
surprised.
We know,
Yo,
Paul. We
Okay.
dibs
know.
on the double team.
I'm just
Dibs
making.
on the double team.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. I pass over Zendaya to get with
I do too.
For sure.
with the
Really?
Timster. Oh
Where is
yeah.
he
Zendaya
compared
is not
to
my dude. I gotta be honest, she's beautiful, right? Like she's got, like I said, got that alien beauty, and I think she did a really good job in the movie, despite the script changes that we may or may not disagree with. But like, she like there ain't no meat on the bones, and I gotta have a little meat on the bones, you know. It's just
What
all
do you
there is to it.
grab for?
I know. I mean, that arm right there just looks like a fucking looks like somebody already ate all the meat off the bones. It's a little bit. I just don't like bony. I just never have. So
You got McDonald's fries for
not in ladies. I guess I do. I guess I do like a little boniness in a dude, but that's different.
you like your women bone in. Eh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a little cushion, a little thickness.
What about Fade?
Fade?
Yeah.
Austin Butler. I mean, he's just hot, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even straight dudes want to fuck him. So
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Do you like the oh, what's the planet called again?
Gady Prime.
Yeah, the Giddy Prime scenes.
Giddy. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the one where he's
fighting and shit.
yeah.
That was great. That was honestly in both movies the
Black
best.
Sun.
The best the Baron was too. I feel like in that scene with him watching Fade and not letting them intercede, and you know, and the scene that followed it where Fade confronts him was the best Baron that we got the whole movie. And I wish
I love those scenes.
I just wish that there was more.
Fade.
So do I.
Fade is just a staple of Dune. It happens so many times over the story, and it's a shame that we didn't see that in the first one. We got that glimpse of it on that scene in Giddy Prime.
Right.
It's very almost like H.R. Giger-esque too. I wonder if that was done intentionally by Denise, kind of like a callback to you know, the long debt. Yeah. You see it like with some of the architecture, kind of felt kind of somewhat biomechanical here and there.
Yeah, especially in the scene after where it's Fade and it's
with
the ring in the hall.
Yeah. That when I saw how like in the dark how it was shot and everything, it just kind of reminded me a lot of like H.R. Giger.
Yeah.
Thought it was pretty cool.
Well, I think that and wisely so, by the way, that Denis Villeneuve pulled a lot from Jodorowsky's Dune.
Yeah.
Which, you know, in Jodorowsky's Dune, the entirety of like the architecture and ship design of the Harkonnen was being done by Giger, right? And
yeah.
Some of the pictures are just fucking amazing. Like,
I love some of the concept art for that.
Have you seen his sandworms?
Yes.
yes. I mean, that movie, if I could go back in time and change things around so that one movie that didn't get made got made, it would be that one.
Could be doable now, eventually.
Yeah,
With
true.
AI.
With AI and shit, we could fucking get even with the cast he wanted to, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm adding some of it to like the voice chat.
I mean, yeah,
Wasn't
this shit is fucking just nuts.
I know, it's beautiful.
Wasn't like Salvador Dali in there or something?
He wanted to get him on.
That's amazing. That would have been great.
He wanted
Dali
Dali to be the emperor of the universe. So he wanted him to be sorry, Shaddam. And this is like so this I love this design for this is the Baron's palace on Gedi Prime. And well, hold on. I'm gonna put this up on the screen so people can see it at home as well. Yeah, so this is the Baron's palace on Gedi Prime with the big and there's another one right where he kind of shows the mouth open and ships flying into it. So like the idea is you have to enter by going into the Baron's gullet, you know what I mean? It is absolutely crazy.
It's like skeletal.
Yeah. I mean, it is nuts that even like a thing like this was even being like considered, I guess.
At the time, especially.
Yeah.
We did drugs around that time.
Yeah.
Paul, can you explain the Black Sun and the Harkonnen planet? No. I mean, other than to say that it was a stylistic choice that was super needed. So that scene was great for a bunch of reasons, and if you really pay attention to it, it came along at the perfect point in the movie because you had been sitting soaking in fucking Arrakis sun with like dunes for as far as the eye could see for like an hour at that point, and you're just starting to get limbered up with that. But right when you feel like you want to see something different, here it comes, you know. Gedi Prime happens and that washed out color palette and the weird plasma fireworks and the weird white it like gave you some backstory behind why all the Harkonnens are bald and pale as ghosts, right? Like they live in this environment that doesn't have natural sunlight. It has some other kind of proton sunlight that I think it's infrared, right?
Yeah.
Fucking
it's
crazy.
Like a cool world building moment.
And the best part, in my opinion, for all of that is how interior spaces didn't have that black and white because they weren't influenced by the sun.
Right. They had the glow globes, which is like incandescent lighting. And so, yeah, that was, I mean, the attention to detail in the movie is honestly the more that's why I want to go see it again in IMAX, because like I was so blown away the first time. I feel like I can really like look at the detail of it and appreciate it more. So
I saw it in IMAX. It was phenomenal. So
yeah, I went and saw it on IMAX as well the first time, and I'm going back again, and I'm doing it in IMAX again because fuck it.
Yeah.
When I saw it, it was in a packed theater, and I remember this feeling of just surreality into an entire theater of people and excited for Dune.
Dude, did your audience clap?
Yeah, my audience clapped. My audience, this is amazing. I've been to many theaters where people clap before.
Yeah.
This actually never happened. There was a solid 10-second gap of people just sighing of like, "Phew, that was a lot," and like recovering from everything they saw. And then the claps started.
Yeah, that was pretty much the same experience I had. Pretty
Yeah.
awesome. That makes going to the theater worth it, in my opinion. When you have like a whole full ass audience that's into it, you know.
Right.
That
There's
in
a theater in my local town, Vancouver, that does basically like showings of 80s movies that have like cult followings. And every time they do it, it's just an extremely packed theater, and people shout in the middle of the movie, and it's super fun and awesome.
Pretty
Drunk,
cool.
people cheer.
yeah, that's fucking dope.
Best theater experience.
I need to like the theater that I go to is a huge theater multiplex thing. And they offer some crazy shit. Like there's a VIP plan where you pay $10 more per ticket than you would for IMAX. But it's a screening room experience. So you've got like very small audience, right? Everybody has their own giant lazy boy recliner. You're watching in a screening room, and it's free popcorn, free soda. It's like a, you know what I mean? Like whatever. It's like a poor man's VIP thing. I want to try it. I just don't know I want to do it this movie. Because I want to see this. This movie was shot for IMAX. So like it's, in my opinion, if you're gonna waste money seeing it in the fucking theater multiple times, you may as well see it what it was shot in. Because it is not gonna look as good on any other screen.
This might be a hot take, but I think you're better off going with one of those 4DX experiences with like the moving chairs and the sprays of water and air.
Bro, the
That
feedback
is-
I've gotten on those, because I looked at that my theater has that. It has a 40X theater, right? And I was like, dude, what do you think? Like, I asked some people, and they said, oh no, I went to that. It's a fucking gimmick. It's bullshit. They're like, it's just your fucking chair vibrates and like it sprays water in your face and shit, and you're pissed off most of the movie. That you know what I mean? Like, it's just not great. I don't know.
I think it depends on the theater, really, because I've been to some shit ones, but one of the best theater experiences I've ever had was watching that Star Wars movie. Which one was it? Rogue One, I think.
Oh, okay.
And I watched it for the first time in 40X. And
That did have some eye candy in it,
that's
although I
amazing.
hated that fucking film, for fuck's sake. Oh my god.
The
Really?
Vader line. Don't choke on your aspirations.
Yeah, don't choke on your aspirations, Admiral.
What I liked about those new movies was the visuals. There
There were some
stories all
there was some visual stuff in it. I agree. It's the same thing. I feel the same way about the fucking prequels, honestly. There's a lot of visual stuff that I really like in them, but for the most part, they're cringe.
I love a lot of the fight scene in Mustafar, and a lot of the details of Coruscant in those films are really cool.
Whoa.
I held back bringing up Star Wars before, but I wanted to say that the Coliseum fight with Fade
Yeah.
in Dune 2, that had strong Sith vibes, and it made me want to.
Yes.
see more
It
of the
made me
dark Star
sad.
Wars movie.
Yeah, it made me sad to think what the Sith could have been if the mouse hadn't been in charge, you know?
There's so much potential there. Just sitting
And
on
I
the
don't,
table.
you know what?
Dune 2
I got to be honest
eclipses-
with you. I had to have a little funeral in my little boy mind for Star Wars
Oh, I did too.
because I was starting to become one of those old men that was yelling at kids about how stupid Star Wars was now and how they should fucking not see it. I wasn't actually doing that, but I was getting there. Like I was really starting to get there.
Paul, you said in your guys' video on the Rise of Skywalker that when they said this is going to be the last Star Wars movie, in another 3 years they'll be like, oh, another Skywalker Rises.
Yeah.
And you were right, because they're doing another Rey trilogy now.
Wait, seriously?
talks for that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did make that joke that like another Skywalker, if there is, you know, and like and they're doing another fucking Rey trilogy. Yeah.
It's coming.
Dave Filoni film as well.
Yeah.
Dear
I
God,
mean,
no.
I'm not, dude.
Do they still
I don't know how
fly?
I feel about that.
I'm not
I
gonna
don't know
fucking
how I feel about it.
I'm not here's how I haven't let go. Okay. I've let go in every way, and I mean every way. Still love the original movies. The sad thing is that in the reflection of these horrible sequels, I will actually go back and watch the prequels and enjoy my time with them sometimes. Okay? Yeah, they suck, but whatever. They're way better than and I will never ever waste a minute of my life watching those sequels ever again. They didn't happen in my mind.
The prequels just feel like Star Wars, which is something that we were never able to emulate.
Right. Well, that and I, you know, say what you want about the bloated fucking idiot, but I think that's George Lucas
Line.
being on the set. You know,
Right.
that's him being on the set and having final say and making stupid, quirky choices that people make fun of him for when it doesn't go right, like with Jar Jar. But
Right.
when it does go right, everybody loves it, like the band. You know, no other fucking person would have made that band. That thing was absurd in the original.
The,
You know,
the jizz music.
yeah, the
Yeah.
you know, that fucking whole thing, that whole scene in Return of the Jedi, where fucking Luke infiltrates the base, and oh my god, bro.
The throne scene.
Right. I mean,
Or
the
you're-
sequels just feel like blockbusters. You're watching them and you're feeling like you're watching. Oh, this is
Yeah.
a high budget. It's
And
not
a lot of
Star
people
Wars.
criticize like
Big
the dancery kind of like lightsaber shit, but I think that's cool. You know, whatever. It's
When
a
The
lot.
Last Jedi came out,
Yeah.
every single time I encountered that argument where they're like, "Well, at least they're not dancing with lightsabers," I'm like, "That's why I like the fucking movies because
Yeah.
they learned all of those actors learned swordplay, all of them."
Well, yeah, and a lot of them did their own stunts and stuff for it as well, and a lot of, you know, their own swords scenes and shit. You're right. You know, it was cool. And
Do
You
you
and
know
McRae.
how when you were like a kid and you had those toy lightsabers, and
Like
you're
they're
slapping
Jedi.
flip
It's all
lightsabers at each other?
overacted on purpose, and that's what made it good. It's like
Exactly.
it's over fought. It's over
well,
complicated.
it finally
Like, they're Jedi.
represented them because, like in the early movies, one of the critiques that you cannot run from is that the lightsaber fights, with the exception of maybe one, suck. It's two
In one?
dudes in the early movies. They suck,
Oh,
bro.
well, yeah.
It's like
It's
two
two
guys trying to
dorks
fight on each other.
standing still, swinging a stick at each other. It literally looks like little kids
Well,
playing.
yeah, but they're
lightsabers.
old. In
Right,
episode
but
4,
like
they're old. In
I-
Cloud City,
yeah,
Cloud City's an
don't make-
amazing fight
look,
because
look,
Luke is
dude.
like new. He's still an apprentice.
Jason,
Yeah, but they
Jason,
use so much of the
let me
environment.
hold on. Jason's
Well,
pissing me off.
Okay.
Let me explain something to you, Jason. Okay. When you weren't even sperm yet in your dad's balls, okay, I
Oh, we're ready to conquer galaxies.
I was learning to conquer galaxies. I had watched those movies and I was playing with toys that you can only imagine, Jason. Okay. Now, you don't have to accuse me of look, I love those games in a way that you never will. Okay. They're mine. They belong to me. All right. The 80s. That's where those movies belong. Really. You could never have them, Jason. Okay. Carry on. You were saying.
You said with the exception of maybe one, and I'm wondering which one you think doesn't fall under this umbrella you've created of it's just two old men fighting with sticks.
I like the scene where, okay, so you remember when Jabba is on the sand speeder and they're heading towards the Sarlacc pit to throw fucking Luke in and there's the escape?
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing where he's flipping around and blocking laser bolts and he fucking, you know what I mean? That was pretty
And
cool.
Boba Fett dies like a bitch.
Yeah, Boba Fett doesn't go
Yeah.
down like a bitch, but whatever. Somebody had
back.
to get
Climbed
fed
out.
to that Sarlacc. Somebody had to go in.
Right.
Luke
Make
did
the
look
profit.
kind of clumsy swinging that lightsaber around though during that scene. He kind of looked like he was swinging a
He
bat
did.
around.
Like I said, it's not the greatest, but it's not like I don't look at that and go like cringe, you know, like when I look at that lightsaber fight in A New Hope between
Mhm.
Obi-Wan and Vader, I just fucking want to turn it off, bro. I'm just
It's like they're both
I
about
know,
to
it's
fall
pretty
over
bad.
because
Yeah.
they're too old to move.
They're wheezing, they're sweaty, they're bloated, and they don't look like
Yeah.
they want to do it at all.
Biden versus Trump in a sword fight.
Yeah, it's real bad, right? Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. And there's not really much fucking lightsaber play between Vader and Luke, and it's a lot of it is like Luke is trying real hard. Like I got to give it to Mark Hamill in that scene. His face is full of anguish, but like the moves are just like I said, dude, just like the most
Which
rudimentary
one?
shit.
Empire Strikes Back.
in
the
Cloud
final
City.
final battle
Yeah.
between him and his dad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, what saved the original's really big fight scenes for me was their excessive use of the environment. Like Vader would throw shit at Luke, he would throw
Yeah.
his lightsaber and cut off bridges to drop on him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They would fight it underneath like floorboards where it's all dark.
No, I
Those
agree.
scenes
It was
were bigger.
cool. It was
I like
cool.
the shots in that scene for sure.
Yeah, in the originals and the
atmosphere.
prequels, one thing that they didn't really do in the sequels or any Disney Star Wars at all is even when the lightsabers looked terrible in the originals, they still felt like they could cut through anything. In
Yeah.
the sequels, several people get cut with lightsabers and they show up in a scene 5 minutes later and they're fine. It's
True.
It's retarded.
It is retarded. I
Because
agree.
Nonsensical.
Kylo Ren that got like shanked with a lightsaber. And
Yeah, well, he got slashed in the back, didn't he?
Oh well,
or was that-
Finn got his like?
Oh, yeah,
entire
Finn. It was
spine
Finn,
cut
yeah.
in half. And then
He got
Kylo
his whole back
shanked.
sliced open,
God,
and he was
I hate
fine.
those movies, dude. Can we not?
They can fly now.
I don't want to talk about. Dude, we can
They
talk
fly
about the
now.
prequels. We can talk about the fucking. Please, because I gotta
Alright.
tell you, they are so bad, bro. They're so bad, and they didn't have to be.
Talk about
Here's a hot take then about the prequels then.
Okay.
So in my opinion, and this is really how I feel. Now I was born in 1999, so I had like a very late experience with Star Wars. But for me, the prequels feel more like Star Wars than the originals. The originals for me are very, very good, like very good movies. And the prequels are not, but the prequels just ooze Star Wars because it's George Lucas just unfettered.
Doesn't that beg the question?
Yeah, I
why
mean,
do you think
I
the
don't know
original's
if I
a
can
good
agree with
movie?
anything.
I'm trying to be charitable, bro, because it is. It look, the stream is
You
low
got
key
Coruscant,
tonight, right?
like-
We're doing a low key, and I'm not. I don't want to yell, and I'm not gonna. But I don't. I
Take a
can't-
dab, Paul. Take a dab. Take a dab.
All right.
Think,
yeah, good point.
Smoke about it.
All right, good
Alright.
point.
I feel like his statement is more true the longer they go on. Like
Sure.
thinking Revenge of the Sith is a bit more Star Warsy than Phantom Menace is to me. Phantom
Well,
Menace to me is like a children's cartoon, basically.
Yeah.
A really
Yeah.
bad one.
It had one or two
Also, I
drops
think a bit
too
of
many.
a generational
Yeah,
divide,
special
maybe, because for me, Star Wars is always like more of the world of it and all the information that comes to it, the factions,
Sure.
the wars that happen between them, and the originals are so much more this rebellion against this evil.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might be comparing the wars because I feel like Phantom Menace to Revenge of the Sith was more of a war than a rebellion in the originals. So I kind of feel you on that, but that's still a weird take.
Well, the
Yeah.
Trade Federation
I
are
get it.
cartoonish, moronic villains. They make
Sure,
terrible
yeah.
villains.
Yeah.
The Clunkas.
The Trade
And those
Federation.
droids are funny
like,
though.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are buffoonish.
Where
Yeah,
are
they're-
those droidicars? I mean, it's just like their
Very inept.
their lines
villains.
are terrible.
I
You
am not
know,
aware.
They talk like
agree-
they're
I agree.
deaf. Like they talk like deaf people talk.
I
I'm not trying to be mean to deaf
feel
people, but I'm like,
I feel like those prequels are better as video games.
Yeah.
Much better. Like it's a
Yeah.
cool setting. It's just horrible execution in the films. Like Republic Commando. Fuck yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Realistic
What? I mean, why the fuck
concepts are
not?
Great. Execution, not so much.
do you think maybe it was that the target audience for the prequels was a little bit lower, and so it's like if you're taking your kids to see Attack of the Clones, they're gonna have a great time because there's the clone droid. Those giant battles between the clones and the droids are insanely cool.
Correct
just
me if
cool.
I'm wrong, but wasn't Star Wars always kind of meant to be kind of a children flick? Hasn't George Lucas said that before?
I think it's
like the
since
early
New
ones,
Hope,
too.
They were all like basically like made not only but with the idea of toys in mind.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is depressing me. This topic is depressing. I feel bad for unleashing the lightsaber
Yeah.
earlier. I should have kept it sheathed.
Yeah.
Because yeah, this is not doing it for me, man. My mental state is getting worse the longer this conversation goes on.
Should we take
Bring it back to
Star
Dune.
Wars
Yeah, let's
back
bring it
and
back to
shoot it
Dune.
then?
I request a fucking topic change, a stat. 'Cause yeah, Star
I
Wars
got
is
some.
dead, dude.
Have you taken the time to listen to the Dune's soundtrack on its own yet?
Yes.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
listen
God.
to it while I'm gaming sometimes too. I play a lot of Dune games right now. Like I'm into a ton of Dune games right now, and I throw it on. Yeah,
Like the real time strategy stuff.
I'm playing Spice Wars and Imperium right now. So
Do we know
What
when
can,
that
tell us,
memo
what
is
can you
coming
tell
out?
us about the RTS? What can you tell us about the real-time strategy
it is
game? Do you
one of
recommend it?
it is one of my favorite RTSs that I've played in a long time. I play it here in Discord with some friends, and it is
It's
so
multiplayer?
it is yeah, it's 4-player multiplayer. It's a 4-player heads up free for all is basically how the game works, and it's so political that being in voice chat, it's almost like role playing. It's like
That's
you're
cool.
lying to
Really?
people. Yeah, you're lying to people. You're pretending to make alliances with people, and then you're whispering behind their back. Yeah,
What's
you're
the game
whispering
called
in the
again?
chat. Yeah, it's called Dune Spice Wars. And yeah, we'll play a few rounds of it in here if any of you pick it up. You know,
Is it?
you'll definitely see me playing it some nights as I'm just chilling in VC. So you'll be welcome
Oh,
to
that's the
join.
new one,
It-
isn't it?
I don't
Yeah.
have a PC per se. Like, is it compatible on Steam Deck?
It'd be a little tough to play on. You know, it's a RTS, so a lot of micro and
I mean,
stuff that you want to be doing that you can't really do on it.
I mean,
It does have
technically,
full
I mean,
yeah,
controller support.
if you
but
hook
it'd be
up your
hard to map.
mouse, yeah, if you hook up your
It
mouse,
says it's unsupported on Steam Deck on the Steam page.
but if you hook up your
Damn it.
Steam Deck with the dock and have a Bluetooth mouse and you're hooking it up to your TV or some shit, I can't see you having problems, bro. As long as you got a keyboard and mouse. Like
35%
I
off.
think somebody said it's unsupported on Steam Deck,
Yeah,
so
I
that
well,
puts a
I bet
kibosh on that.
a lot of times if you click on that when it says it's
It's like
unsupported,
commercial.
it'll tell you why. And I believe that
Valve is still
it's
working on
yeah,
adding
it's just
support,
like
but
controls are unsupported on Steam Deck or whatever the fuck.
they didn't get around to it yet.
Yeah. But yeah, I
It is
mean,
also on Game Pass if anyone is interested in that.
Well,
so
I might need to I might just need to bite the bullet and buy a gaming PC or
well,
whatever.
tomorrow I am setting up my brand new PC. I've had this PC since 2015 that I'm on now. And it's been here a few days and I've been waiting. I've just been busy. Tomorrow's the day, man. I'm tearing this old beast down. I have a beautiful 27-inch OLED monitor that I bought. And I bought a beautiful gaming and / content creation machine. And I can't wait to fuck around on it. Like it's gonna I'm so glad I'm off for a few days here because I'm gonna be lost in the sauce for at least a couple of those days just playing games.
What's the refresh rate on that monitor?
240 hertz.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
Damn. There you
So
go.
So-
I went from 60 to 144 or ish,
Mhm.
and it was like mind blowing.
That'll change
I-
your life.
So I was
will.
looking at Final Fantasy VII gameplay, like the Rebirth gameplay, right? And people are playing it on the PC, and it's night and day difference from when somebody's playing it on the PS5.
I got the
It's
Steam
like,
Deck
whoa.
OLED for Christmas and for myself. And it was the first time I'd looked at an OLED and I was blown away. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, now you have like a 40 something. You said curve? Is it curved monitor?
It's not curved. It's 27 inches and it's standard resolution, but 4K
okay.
obviously, and 240 refresh rate and OLED. So yeah, it's
HDR.
yeah, HDR, the whole nine. It's a beautiful monitor. It's perfect.
I know, like in 2 years or so, you might want to consider like splashing out on a curved monitor, like a 40-inch or like a 36-inch.
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
looked at
It's
them. I
beautiful.
just didn't know. You know, I wanted to get a real clean, nice monitor that looks like the one I'm on now, but just better. I've got a nice 27-inch that I've been using every day of my life. I will try out a curved someday, but I'm just not ready to jump into that shit yet. I spent a lot on this computer, so like I feel like the splash out was buying that fucking new monitor because I could have just gotten by with what I've got here, but.
And you got the Voyager, right? The Starforge Voyager, right? Not the Pro one, just like
the Voyager 2. So yeah, the third one across, but the top model, not the second or third. And so yeah, the cheapest of their top model, I guess.
I mean, no, that would be interesting to see how it works actually. Like if you share your screen during the streams and say, "Hey, like this is how actually things run," that would give me a good idea.
I don't know that I'll be able to do that easily through. Well, yeah, I will. I will. Yeah, I'll be able to just like because I'm gonna get OBS set up so that I can run my shit through that.
Because don't get me wrong, I was on the team of consoles because I didn't want. I was one of those people that I don't want to splash out $4,000 on a PC. But like my arm is twisted 7 ways from Sunday.
I didn't spend $4,000 on the PC, by the way.
I spent 3.5 last year, and I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, I mean you're future proofed for like 6 more years, bro. You're locked in. You're good, right?
Yeah, I'd rather be future proof for like 10 years if that's possible.
I don't think it is, but good luck. Things are moving pretty fast, but at least I know I spent, what I spent, and at least I know that for 5 years, anything I throw at this thing, it's gonna eat its fucking lunch. And that's all I care about. If I have to start turning things down to medium here and there after 5 years, I'm not gonna be salty about it, okay? Like if I get 5 years of OLED fucking max, the top of the gaming market can throw at me, I'm fine with that.
Well, let me ask you this, Paul. In terms of games, are you playing those like super high budget AAA visually stunning games all the time?
Well, here's the thing. The answer to that recently, usually the answer would be yes. But the answer to that the last 2 or 3 years has been a no, because my machine just is not
right.
I can throw it down to low, and I have bought a couple of like AAA big budget graphic-y things and thrown it down to low. Like here's when I knew I couldn't do that. I bought that game Dark Tide, the 40K Dark Tide game, right? And I had to put literally every fucking setting on low to get stable like 40 frames. It was fucked. I was like, you know what? I need a new computer. And that was like over a year ago that I bought that game and realized this. So I've been doing my homework for a while and putting it off and saving. You got to save up money if you're going to spend. But yeah, I'm so glad. Tomorrow's the day, man. I'm fucking cleaning all this shit out, getting all this old equipment off my desk. I got a brand new Rodecaster Pro 2 as well. Like digital interface for the podcast, so I'll be on the same equipment as the dudes are now, which is nice.
Well, now you can play the new Space Marine and full display.
Well, the game I'm most excited to get into, honestly, and I'm not even going to get into it immediately because I gotta dust off my fucking flight stick and shit. Star Citizen, bro.
Oh.
I'm gonna fucking save up some money and I'm gonna buy in and get a couple of ships in it, and I'm gonna play that fucking game. I don't care what anybody says. You can say it's a ripoff. You can say it's bullshit.
Never played it.
It's definitely not a ripoff. It's for people who are interested in what that game delivers.
Well, okay, so let me tell you what I've played then. The only other game even like it that I've ever experienced was Elite Dangerous. And I played that game till my fucking eyes bled. I loved everything about it. I got really good at it. I got really rich in it. And I want a game like that more than anything in the fucking world. And so it looks like it's that plus a bunch of shit that you can't even dream about doing in that game. So, I mean, I'm in. I'm 100% in.
Yeah, I mean, some things are like, it's not the same game. It's not the same thing, but there's a bunch of similarities. And the fact that you have control over a character instead of just
you can jump off your ship and shoot and get into a tank and fucking steal it. And I'm such a fucking, let me tell you something. I am such a fucking antisocial motherfucker in video games. I just know that I'm gonna have an account that's like a trucker, and I'm gonna have an account that's like a pirate, or not, maybe not a pirate, but like a scavenger or some shit, where I just have no morals, swoop in and loot people's ships after a battle, tell people I'm gonna save them, right, and then ransom them. Or
So you're gonna pull up. So you're gonna pull some Ultima Online shit back from back
yes,
in the
as
day.
many
Yeah.
like whatever level of scamming they allow, I'm gonna do. You always
Difficult,
gotta
but you
abide
can
by the
definitely do
rules.
that.
But yeah, in
I
Eve,
will say,
in Eve
I
Online,
think
Eve Online, they just let you do whatever the fuck. Their
Yeah.
motto at Eve is, if you lost your money, you were stupid, and hopefully you learned. You know,
Based on narco-capitalism.
yeah. So if it's anything like that, then I'm a happy boy. But I will ride the edge of the rules as hard as I can, and I will have fun.
for me personally, the core way I experience games is I try to role play as much as I possibly can. I place myself in the shoes of the character.
Me too.
I shut the outer world from me completely.
Me too. I like to get immersed, and I like to have a story in my head. I don't like write things down usually, but I like to have a story in my head that I'm in a set of ethics and morals, or lack of them, that I'm upholding in this character that aren't applied to me. You know, I like that.
Have you ever like found yourself playing a game like an Elder Scrolls, like one of those Bethesda games, and finding yourself like the sun's going down and being like, I should find a place to sleep, and like you're looking for a bed and you sleep.
Oh my God.
6 or 7 hours.
Bro, let me tell you a little something, bro. I'm a degenerate. People don't even know, and I don't mean to little bro you, but I'm a fucking degenerate gamer. Okay, and I have been since I was fucking like 10 years old. Okay,
I'm only saying this because I'm the exact.
I will stay up all fucking night, dude. I've played video games and I've realized, oh shit, the sun's coming up, and I keep playing, and I'll go to bed at like noon. Okay, it's happened. It routinely happens.
I'm like that. I'm like that right now.
I'm like, yeah, me too.
So I'm amongst brethren then.
Oh
yeah. You're not. Look, dude, you're not a special case. We're all like that, especially because I lost my job recently, and I was like, I felt like I was sad at first, and I felt like this kind of like overwhelming freedom was like.
I've got, I've still got a job, and I've got to do all that, and I don't have as much time as I maybe would want in my heart of hearts. But dude, my main pastime is video games nowadays, and especially like the last year. Like I was kind of just playing something every once in a while for a long time, but the last year I just kind of tumbled back into it, and I've been hitting it fucking hard.
Let me ask you this, Paul. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Let me ask you this. This is the way we all play games. So I'm gonna go ahead and just ask you, what game did that kind of immersive quality for you? For me personally, it's a game called Death Stranding. We talked about it.
Yeah, love that game, man. By the way,
guys, guys. I need to ask a couple of questions about the game. What's the deal with that game? It seems like a walking simulator.
It is.
Yeah, you gotta explain it to me. I hated that game.
Yeah, like what's the appeal here? Like it seems like Hideo Kojima
all right, I'll try my
Here's
best.
the thing about this.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Hideo Kojima is being pretentious. Because
here's the
Hideo
thing
Kojima
about
is
Death
pretentious
Stranding.
here, you know?
This crazy Kojima guy essentially said, "Hey, gamers, we're gonna give you a job, and there's gonna be a job you." This is pretty much
the Death
so
Stranding.
you take
missions. You take missions to deliver packages to destroyed outposts and stuff where the terrain is rocky and there are other hazards waiting for you. And as you do it, you kind of get into a rhythm, and you're suddenly kind of like building up stock and building up money or whatever the trading thing is. And you can start buying other things like a rig for your legs that makes you run a little faster and lets you carry some more weight. Cool. And then, oh shit, I can get a vehicle. Now I've got a little motorcycle that I can use to ride. And then, a big truck. I can load that completely full of packages. And you know what I mean? Like it's progressive in that way. It starts off simple, and by the third hour, you're down a fucking rabbit hole and you're never coming out, because you're now playing a game about delivering packages. And
So you're an Amazon delivery guy.
But
I would
in the
spend days
dystopian
building
future,
roads.
yeah.
So
would
so I
spend
get it.
days building roads and like using a truck.
Well,
to
that's
essentially
another
let the
level to
trucker
it.
just run
Yeah.
back and
You
forth.
you can rebuild these old world roads with these things that you collect with money and the resources that you get from just being a package person, right? And once you've done that in a zone, it unlocks like super fast delivery to most of the big places, right? And you can really rack up a lot of stuff. But by the time you get really good at that, they're moving you to another area that has different challenges where you'll unlock different machines. And it just keeps going like that. It's a crazy game, dude.
So I get it. It's I think the game is a vibe. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it's a vibe.
It is a
But are we?
turn it on and get lost in the soundtrack or lack of it, and the ambient noise and just the fucking beautiful like landscape of it and the whole nine. It's like supposed to be appreciated, but it's also like kind of a kick-ass game. There's combat in it. There's like these cargo thieves running around.
I saw the combat. I was not impressed with that. What about the story? Is the story good?
The story is so weird and good. I mean, if I don't know, do you like other Kojima games? You like any of the fucking?
I beat every single one of their Solid that's out there.
Okay, so if you like MGS, if you like Kojima, then you'll love the story. It's pure Kojima. It's like weird, paranoid, techno fantasist, magic nonsense. It really is. I mean, but it's beautiful. It's a great story. Like I said, Leah Sado is in it. She plays Fragile, who's like a main recurring character in it, and she's just like mesmerizing in that game. Like I had to look up who she mocapped as soon as I popped that game in and saw her. So I was like, who is this person? There's no way she exists. And I looked it up and I was like, fuck. That's actually what she looks like. Holy fuck. Like she's just mesmerizing, and she's so great as an actress as well. Like she's just so into the role. Her delivery in it is so above what the average voice acting job you get even in a AAA title is.
What do you think about Kojima's project that he's making with Key? Like they got is it Key or Peel?
I honestly don't know anything about it. Like I don't keep my ear to the ground and shit with like when stuff comes out, I get hyped for it and I buy it and I get it. You know, like I'm not like if it's a big ass game like GTA 6, I'll probably know about it because it's in the news. But I used to be a dude that was following all the little intricacies of gaming and like, oh, what's coming out? What's coming out? I'm not like that anymore. I have a Steam account with a lot of games on it, and I just pick one and play, you know.
You ever play competitive shooters?
Only when I was fucking like in my 20s. So I was hard into them in my 20s. I played Unreal Tournament 2004. I played Quake 4 Tournament as well.
Absolutely fun.
Super glassy, super glassy. We used to call it like ice skate movement, right? Where it's just like no frictionless movement that can be manipulated, by the way, by running cockeyed and bumping into things in certain ways and learning all that intricate movement. But really, like the fast pace of it, I can't even play modern shooters because of it. And I don't hate them. I don't like I'm not trying to be like a boomer dad guy, but it's just like when I look at somebody playing I don't know, give me a modern shooter like that's popular right now. Call of Duty.
I don't really play Call of Duty.
Okay, what do you play?
I would say Escape from Tarkov if you've ever seen
great
somebody
example.
play that.
Great example. When I watch somebody play Tarkov and they're in a gunfight, all I can think in my head, because my instincts go like, why aren't you fucking circle strafing? Why aren't you ducking? You know what I mean? But like, I feel when I play a modern game like Tarkov or like Call of Duty or like even like the tactical shooters, like what's that? Not Valorant.
Yeah, Valorant.
And you know, all that shit, right?
Operator and ready.
I feel like I'm walking. I feel like I'm walking through molasses when I play those games. I feel so exposed because my operator or whatever the fuck moves at 5 miles an hour compared to what I'm used to, right? It's like going from, it's like, think about it this way. If you've never played those old boomer shooters and like Unreal Tournament 2004, Quake 4 tournament, it's like
stuff like
yeah,
that.
GoldenEye. Well, even GoldenEye was a little slower, but yes, even
Did
GoldenEye is
you cut
faster.
Did you cut
Yeah,
your
I
teeth
played all
on
those
Counter
games.
Strike or something?
What was it? Counter
Did you
Strike.
cut your teeth on
Even
Counter
early
Strike?
counter, but early. We're talking like
early.
Gmod Counter Strike.
2000.
Yeah, like before Gmod Counter Strike. We're talking like, you know, mod for fucking what you call it, the goddamn game Counter Strike. Like, yeah, I played first gen Counter Strike and loved it, but since then I have not been able to get in a shooter. I feel like I'm running through molasses in any modern shooter. I watch people play like you know, the only one that I didn't feel that way, and people make fun of me when I say I liked playing it, so I never found people that wanted to play it, was fucking Apex. Like, just the zippy kind of movement in Apex feels so much faster than like DayZ or, you know, PUBG or any of these fucking modern kind of shooters that like. But yeah, I can't play them, and honestly, my reflexes are not good enough too. It's not just a preference thing. I stopped really caring about those games in my 20s, and I'm in my 40s now, bro. So I
enjoyed Wolfenstein a lot. I find Wolfenstein to be like this really smooth.
I mean, I bet if you like sat me down across from you and, you know, we just emulated fucking Unreal Tournament 2004, I'd still hand you your ass, but that doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know,
Hey, Paul.
I'm not gonna win a modern game. Yeah, what?
I would let's see. I would bet, I don't know, let's say $300 PayPal that I would dumpster you in Agent Under Fire. Dumpster.
Jason.
Agent Under Fire.
Can I tell you something, Jason?
I would.
Can I tell you something, Jason?
Such a good game.
Yeah. Listen, I know you're good with the grapple, dude.
No,
but I'm
not
good with the grapple.
I'm not just good with the grapple though, Jason.
I'm good with the grapple, Paul.
I'm not just good with the grapple because we're not just turning the grapple on.
Okay. All right. We'll turn everything on.
Yeah, everything on. Quit bitching
Everything.
out. Everything. Jetpack on. Rocket launchers on. Those two things right there seal your doom. You give me jetpack, claw, my choice of jetpack or claw and rocket launcher, you don't get a kill. Not only do you lose, you don't beat me one time. Dude, I'm Spider-Man in that game, bro. I'm unbeatable. I literally got my whole neighborhood of 20-something dudes that lived in the condos I was living in when I was in my 20s to literally like take a vow together like a bunch of salty bitches to never play me in the game so I'd stop bringing it up. I was that good. Let me tell you, and this is not, you can call bullshit on this all you want. All right, fair enough. I understand people will lie about shit. This is going to come off braggadocious. One night, the guys were, I said, let's throw in some agent. And they're like, no. They're like, no. We don't play you in that. No. I was like, oh, come on. And one of them got salty and he was like, I tell you what, 3v1. 3v1 will do it. And I was like, boot it up. You little bitches want to act like a little coven, you know, or a little witches coven or whatever. I don't care. It's just more targets for me. And I sauced them. They didn't get a kill. I ran train on 3. They couldn't take me down 3-on-1. All right. I was MLG at that fucking game, Jason. So don't even fucking. Yeah, dude. That game does not matter one whit anymore. But if we pick that fucking thing up and you gave me 20 minutes to refamiliarize, it's Jover, bro. Jover.
Yeah.
Don't give me shit. You know it's true about other games. You put me fucking, if we went just like fucking solo mid in fucking Dota, you would sauce me 8 ways from Sunday, and I could pick your character.
This is Paul versus Fade Rotha right now.
It is. My
Oh,
fucking
you any good with Tekken?
no, I never got beyond the mashing phase with Tekken. I'm just now getting back into fighting games and getting good at one too.
Well, pick up Tekken, Paul.
Nah, fuck Tekken.
What?
I
You ever play the Persona fighting game?
No, I did not.
No, fuck that. I like
It's
Persona,
not that great.
but yeah, Persona fighting games are fucking weird.
Like that.
I'm feeling I'm playing Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising right now. That's my game.
But I still find it strange that you're into Grand Blue, but like you say, fuck Tekken. I would have bet that you're into Tekken more.
I just never learned the fucking whatever Tekken is. To me, Tekken when it came out was like the mashing game at the arcade, where you would stand there and you'd be playing and trying to learn, and then some fucking 5-year-old kid with a jingling pocket full of quarters, right, would walk up and you know who he'd pick.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie Gordo.
Yeah, Eddie Gordo. And he would fucking literally rub his sticky, dirty, disgusting hands and face all over the goddamn stick.
Dude, that's no longer the case. That's no longer the
With
case.
no,
It's much more
but
intricate
you
than
gotta
that.
understand.
Arcades anymore.
You
That's
gotta
why.
understand. That's the taste I have of Tekken in my mouth. Okay. And I don't want to eat I don't want to take another bite of that shit sandwich. That game, I fucking swore it off because I tried to get good, and then some literal, like, and I'm not trying to be ableist, but a handicapped person, okay, would get
this is your Discord. Say the retard.
Yeah,
man.
but whatever.
Please
I'm trying to
say
be
it.
nice because there might be a retard here.
LoKi.
Well, Paul, you do know that we all act like retards from time to time.
Okay,
So we
well, you get my drift. Like a
Speak for
real
yourself.
dumbass.
Oh no.
A real fucking rube would come up and put their greasy, sloppy hands on that cabinet. And it was like a magnet. These motherfuckers didn't even know another character existed other than Eddie Gordo. And it was he was spinning around on his ass, doing backflips. This motherfucker was everywhere and anywhere. And that motherfucker, every time, too, the shittiest fucking player that you ever saw in your life, they had the gall to, instead of just being like, yeah, good game, man, they'd smile at you and be like, what's up? Eddie Gordo. I can't play that fucking game, bro. I can't play that fucking game, bro.
What about Virtua Fighter? No.
No, dude. Honestly, dude. Dead ass. Virtua Fighter 4 was the last fighting game I was good at before Grand Blue.
Okay, well, fair enough then.
Damn.
That's a deep
That's
ass.
a long ass time ago.
That's a deep fighting engine. It's just different than Tekken. I know Tekken
Dude,
people hate it, but it's super deep.
Dude, back when the Xbox came out, I was so like balls deep into Dead or Alive.
Yeah, Dead or
That game was so fucking dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became just like a sleaze fest, basically. Like people just buy it for the bikinis and see titties.
It's titties now, yeah, it's a titty game.
It's like titty central.
I'm not complaining.
I'll see the problem.
I mean, yeah, it's like it became more titty and less, it became more titties and less fighting, and then just fuck it.
I still don't see the
beach ball. No, it's by the beach ball game that, and they censored that shit, and then we never saw any game other than that.
Well,
it needs to evolve into fighting with the titties.
Yeah.
It'll come eventually.
That's what she said.
But I'm into all of it right now. Like, I'm looking for a game that, because I gotta be honest with you, dude, my whole life since I was fucking 16 or so, I've been looking for a game that'll suck me in to the exclusion of all other games. Because the problem is, I love games, but I will be playing a game and I hear the siren call of another game, and I'll just walk away and start playing it. You know what I mean? Like, I have no loyalty. Except,
let me ask you this.
What?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I was going to ask if you've ever played Mass Effect.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love those games. Yeah. No, they're great.
What about 3?
Definitely sucked me into.
It does, for sure. But yeah, no, I played those games. I love them. But I'm hoping that Star Citizen's that because fucking Elite Dangerous was that for me. That game just clicked with me, and I got a flight stick and a throttle, and I never looked back. I learned how to fly. I learned how to trade. I did my shit. So
Are you one of those guys who'd play like Flight Simulator?
No, that's the
No,
thing is
not
I
for
came
you.
into it with no knowledge of any kind of flight sim shit. I bought the flight stick. I bought and I told myself I'm not going to learn how to play this game other than on this. So I may as well learn it.
Mhm.
And that made me learn it.
They
And-
did just add the Orthocopter to like flight sim. Orthocopter is how you said the dragonfly from the
Ornithopter.
Ornithopter. Yeah. They added that
Yeah,
to
it's
flight sim and an Arrakis map.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I want to boot up fucking Dark Tide. Probably it's the first thing I'm going to install. I don't even think I'm going to play it much. But I feel like that game beat me down so bad by looking shitty that I want to see it fucking with everything cranked.
It's almost
max.
like you're kind of benchmarking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
Because I'm gonna my rig is gonna blow that fucking thing's doors, and I want to see it.
It's a beautiful game in a disgusting Warhammer kind of way.
Yeah,
Still
and I'll play a few rounds with my because I have a max level psyker, and I'm gearing her. I managed to start gearing him out in the max the final tier of difficulty, even though I was playing a lot of times at 30 frames.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's not a game.
I can't hang on max difficulty. I'm
Dude,
a scrub at Dark Tide.
Yeah, I mean, I was really good. I mean, my psyker is pretty fucking good. And
I think you're gonna be ecstatic when Ghost of Tsushima comes out on the PC.
Oh,
I think that
bro,
your
I'm
PC
getting day one Ultimate Edition, bro. Not even.
I've been playing it lately.
Dude. I have had a boner that fucking long, pinky long in my pants. Okay, for like how long did that shit came out on PS5? It was a launch title, right?
It came out on
3 years
PS4.
ago for like PS5 and PS4.
It came out a year before a PS5 came out, so I think it was like 20.
Dude, I've had a boner in my pants for that fucking game since it came out. And I've been thinking like I'm waiting for the PS5 Pro before I buy a PS5, and then I'm just getting Ghost of Tsushima.
Does the Horizon series appeal to you at all, Paul?
I played Horizon Zero Dawn, which I don't know if that's the first one or second one or third one or what.
That's the first one.
I got about what I considered it probably a quarter away in, and I just lost interest in the game, my dude. I don't know what it was. I was having fun, and then I feel like maybe you'll remember. I got to this wall where it's like you had to go on the outside. It was a gate, and it's like you are now go out into the world and do this and blah blah blah. You're not supposed to be out here. They're dinosaur, whatever. And I played that for like 10 minutes out there, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just didn't like the main character. Can I be honest?
Wow.
The main character, and it wasn't a looks thing. I know people hated on her because of her looks. I just didn't feel the main character. I didn't like the animations. I didn't really like the combat system very much. I'm real particular when it comes to my like third person action games. You guys are going to make fun. I'm an Assassin's Creed motherfucker, okay?
Yes.
So exactly. So here's the thing. So it felt like it wanted to be Assassin's Creed so bad, but like
I wanted it to be more like Assassin's Creed.
It wasn't. As it tried so hard
it tried to
be something like it, but honestly, the newer Assassin's Creeds are shit now. The old Assassin's Creed, that's really where it was at. Because it had like a dynamic set of mechanics that allow you to engage with the world in a way that I have.
And the most frustrating thing about it is that the concepts are good.
Yeah.
It's just since Origins, the execution of these games was horrible. They turned the shit into an RPG for like 3 games, which is Origin, Valhalla, and whatever the fuck Odyssey.
They reduced the worlds to what I think is the biggest problem with Horizon Zero Dawn: points of interest on the map. You're
Yeah.
essentially just trailing around.
That I
doing
hated
points of
that.
interest. You're not doing anything.
Well, here's the thing. I had
Didn't-
just played through what's the Greek one? The Greek Assassin's Creed?
Odyssey. Yeah, I know what he's like to say, Paul. Sometimes
Not
too
Assassin's
much is turn
Yeah,
off.
well, my thing is
Odyssey
like
is
when I
too
really like
much.
a game, and I really liked Odyssey. Okay, say what you want about it.
I've been playing.
I really liked that game, and I was like, "Fuck it." You know what? I got all day. I'm like, I just want to play this game, so I'm gonna get every little fucking thing. And bro, I burned myself all the way the fuck out to the point where I still had shit left on the map. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go beat the end boss and be done with it. And
That's my
what I
point.
did.
Don't you think Odyssey was too much? Like there's
Way too much.
Like there's so much to do.
By about a third.
So let me tell you something about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I had a summer once where I had nothing but free time, and I've decided to marathon the entire Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah.
And 100%.
Well, dude, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was my COVID game. It was my lockdown game.
Right.
Oof.
Well, I think that was on the lockdown for me too. But I tried to 100% all the games, and dude, Odyssey broke me. It broke me.
It's
It was just so much shit to do. And
Valhalla was my COVID game, and that broke me too because everything was clunky in that game. Like everything was even clunkier,
dude.
Like whoa!
I had to mod the game. Like I programmed my own movement system into the game to make it more palatable. Like I specifically went in and rearranged how my controller works to make this game functional.
I don't know, man. They keep changing game directors like they're changing socks over that company.
Well,
what the fuck
I
are they
mean,
thinking?
I'm done with
Ubisoft
Assassin's
had,
Creed
like-
for a while, but like
I don't know if you know Patrice.
I don't blame you, Paul. I don't blame you.
If you're
Two
looking for
and
a game that you might
Brotherhood,
lose yourself
goated.
into.
What?
Yeah, a game you might lose yourself into, but not for like weeks at a time. Just to absolutely lose yourself into for a good like 10 to 15 hours.
Yeah.
It's this game made by the original creator of the Assassin's Creed series, Patrice Desilets. It's called Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey.
I have it. I own it.
You have it?
Yep. I
Yeah,
played it for
so
like 20
premise of the
minutes and didn't
game-
know what I was doing and I quit. But yeah.
Right. So here's this idea: you play as Monkey,
Yeah.
right? And you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, and you get
the only way you
Stick,
can
and then
figure out
Big
what you're
Snake
doing-
comes
Yeah,
out of nowhere and eats you, and you're like, "Fuck!" Well, game over, I guess. No, you're now another monkey, but I don't know. That's as far as I got.
I've heard about
Well,
this game.
the way you learn in this game is so unique to other stuff. In order to learn in this game, you literally have to like learn how to pick something up. The game never explains to you how to pick something
Yeah.
up. You're gonna have to like mash buttons to figure it out.
Yeah.
You have to smell things.
But
You
can I
have to
take all of
remember to
TJ
look at
Banana?
things. You can hoard banana. Yes, you can. And you can
You're
rename-
hoarding banana in that game? No fucking way! Get out of here! Really?
My favorite thing to do in that game was to pick up a coconut and beat a snake to death with it.
Just
So I played that game when it came out, like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, and I remember that's when I had the realization of like, whoa, but am I Monkey though? Because I started noticing me doing things I just kind of do in my day to day, but very butchered down to its barest form of like pick up stick, just smell stick, put stick together with rock, sharpen rock. Like I felt myself doing these things, and I all of a sudden started getting super introspectional and existential about it. That's really the magic of that game. Once you get
You were
captured into it
devolving.
after a long time. Yeah, it actually did kind of feel like devolving.
Cool.
Did this game called Outward? Did you guys ever play that game?
Outward or Outworld?
Outward.
Outward? No, I haven't.
I've not heard of that.
It's a third-person survival action game that sucked me in for like a year. It is crazy good, and nobody ever played it. It still looks great. The magic system. It's like one of those games. Like if you want your handheld, fuck it, don't play it. It's a game where it wants you to try a bunch of times, fail, figure out systems that it doesn't explicitly explain. It's like one of those games. It wants you to
It
figure.
reminds me
things
of Gothic.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
Gothic?
a lot.
Yeah,
like
it looks like Gothic.
It is a lot like
Yeah.
Gothic. Yeah.
Alright.
It's
Cool.
actually
Been getting into.
I think they have like the definitive edition now with all the
Yeah.
DLCs for a pretty low price, dude. If
It's
you're
for
looking for that type of game,
$6.
yeah, get it, dude. That game is
Yeah,
fucking actually
alright.
super dope, bro.
I've always been a fan of those type of
Been
games.
getting
I
into these
usually need a little bit of a
Castlevanias.
story to like drag me into it.
Yeah,
My
it's
favorite
got a
game ever is
story
this
for
game called
sure.
Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've
did
been getting
Gothic.
into these Castlevanias a lot lately. You know, these Metroidvanias. You know, been getting into these a lot. I've been finding them therapeutic,
Yeah.
like blasphemous, like that. That game is something else.
There's
They
this
seem a bit.
third-person Metroidvania called Returnal, I think, or it's a
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Metroidvania roguelike.
Mm.
It is incredible. It is awesome. It just recently, I think, got ported to PC from PS5. You play as this astronaut on a stranded alien world.
That game's a mind fuck.
It is a mind fuck.
Yeah,
It screws with your brain a little.
Yeah,
And it goes
I haven't
beyond,
seen it.
It goes beyond that.
It was a PS5 title.
Yeah, see, I missed it. I'm so stoked for fucking Tsushima though. I'm gonna be great at that game too. I can just tell. I've watched people play it, and I'm like, this is my game. Like,
So
I'm
what do you feel about difficulty in games?
love it, love it, love it. I find that nowadays, and I'm not trying to be a fucking whatever. If I don't turn it up at least to like whatever the hard equivalent is in the game, it's not even worth my time.
That's true.
And back in the day, hard used to be like unplayable unless you were a god at the game, and now I feel like it's like the opposite. It's
Right now,
Word
it
to
just
the
feels like
wise.
normal, honestly.
Word to the wise, just do the side missions so you can do the side missions. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Just do the side missions.
and so I always do. I'm also like, I don't mean to belittle the whatever. I'm autistic in those types of games though. I will do everything that I can see on the map. I will chase down everything. I will be obsessed.
Good. That's the way to do it.
all the things. Enjoy it.
And I'm going to be really good at the game. I can just tell by
Do
looking at
do
it.
all the side missions, but don't feel obligated to do like every single thing you encounter, because if you try to do that,
Yeah, I never do, but like, you know, when I started doing that, did you guys ever play that game Sleeping Dogs?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, I did.
Love that
Yeah,
game.
I did. Love that game.
So I got that game, and I was never that way. I'd played those types of open because, like, you know, GTA was already out and shit when Sleeping Dogs came out.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason in that game, I felt compelled to chase down. I 100%ed that fucking game.
Yeah, same.
And it's like, why did I do that? And ever since, in these games where there's lots of little side things, if I really like the game, I'll do every goddamn fucking thing in it. So
that game was worth 100%ing though, for sure.
I feel like Yakuza did that for me. It made me want to complete all the side missions and do all the karaoke songs and stuff, and make me want to see the game.
Yeah, I mean, I just absolutely fucking adored that.
I know it's never gonna happen, but I always wished for a sequel. I just love the.
I don't know why they didn't. That game felt like such quality in comparison to like the other ripoffs of
the development
GTA.
team or whatever. Like they went under or something, and
that's
it's like in rights limbo. You know, so
it's shitty. Nobody was able to pick that back up because that was a great game, man. You know what, and it still plays good too. That's the great thing about it.
Yeah.
If you install it, it plays like a dream still, and it actually looks pretty fucking decent to me as an older guy that isn't, you know. But I guess my graphical expectations are about to change tomorrow from what I hear from people.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been on a 1080p 1440k monitor and a 1080 Ti for years, and I'm getting a 40 whatever something.
GTX. So you said Dark Tide is one thing you're hopping into. So Dark Tide. What other games are you gonna like?
Dark Tide. Fuck. Let me look at my list because there's. Well, I would really like.
Bro, you got to jump into Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
my
I
God,
want to because I played Cyberpunk on the Steam Deck, and obviously it's like all medium, and it still blew my fucking size. So I got to install that just to see what it looks like with
DLC
everything
now too.
Everything, yeah, I've got it.
It's gonna knock your socks off, bro.
I played through Cyberpunk 3 times now, and I'm on my 4th, so I was a little obsessed with that game. But yeah, I definitely, I've been taking a break, but like I will install it just to see what it looks like. You know what I mean? At all, just at 100% of everything.
If you crank it to max,
throw an album on, run through the city, just look at stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, if you crank it to max and just put on the RTX on and everything, your mind will be blown by how good that game looks.
Yeah, I believe
think
it.
It's right now people use it as the graphical benchmark.
It is.
pretty much
It is a very beautiful game.
Well, I'm gonna try that, and then once I've kind of like played some of the games, because I'm trying to think what other games do I have that I was like kind of shitty. I couldn't play them. Let me look. Let me just scroll through my
Play
shit.
Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, I did, and that one looked okay on my shit. I don't know, but I didn't sauce it completely out. You know, like that might be cool to pop in and take a look at what it looks like. I don't know, man. I mean, even Death Stranding. Like I played Death Stranding on this machine. You know, I'd love to see that. I mean, I'd just start a new one, honestly, because I quit before the end. So,
I mean, your PC is gonna be like the Steam Deck OLED times 10. I mean, it will eat everything. Of course, you're gonna have a complete different standards.
Yeah.
When it comes to like graphics from here on out, so like everything that you played on your Steam Deck, just play it on your PC and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
just take all of.
I mean, this Ghost Runner game that I played, I want to see what that looks like maxed out.
Yeah.
I loved that game.
They made a second one, I think.
They did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have it, but oh yeah, this game. So I had this game Ghostwire Tokyo that I got on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, that's gonna be so fucking amazing. Yes, it was amazing on the PS5. No, it was amazing. Oh, yeah, I personally like it. I'm a bit of a weeb myself, but that's the bias here.
Yeah.
But no, concept wise, action wise, it's good. It was amazing on the
Tokyo.
Yeah, it was actually like how Tokyo looks like IRL, but it was good. It blew my mind on the PS5. So on your PC, it should run like a dream.
Yeah,
and the colors also God of War.
Yeah, God of War. I haven't played any of the new God of Wars yet. So
they're not that they're beautiful, but they're not that good. They're rigid. Like I don't know how to feel about them.
Yeah,
I would just watch the gameplay.
Is Phantom Pain worth getting back into maxed out or nah?
It's pretty old. That game came out 2015, so I think it might look a little dated, but
I had to crank it down a little bit. I remember to play it on mine, but it wasn't.
Try to blow your mind. I don't think.
I mean, try it cranked up all the way. Try it max settings.
Yeah, maybe. Witcher 3, maybe.
I mean, it seems like you have like a fat. It seems like you have a fat library, in front of you. So, pace yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of things I want to try, and I've just had this account for years. Ooh, here's one that I want to see maxed out: Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah.
I bought this one for like $10 or something on a Christmas sale one time, and like I've never.
Is that an Ubisoft game by any chance?
No, that's Microsoft Studios. I think it's Rare actually that made that.
Oh yeah,
Rareware. Yeah, which is owned by Microsoft now.
I just think it looks really nice. I don't know. When I see people,
it looks very unique.
It has a
by
cool
far
aesthetic.
best water I've seen in a game.
What else do I have? Ooh, here's a game that you guys. I don't know if anybody played it. Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh yeah, that's a great game. If you have a
I played that.
VR as well, like a HOTAS in a VR.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great in VR.
Do people still?
I love flying a TIE fighter.
It's kind of a bitch just to hook up the HOTAS each time, so I haven't played it in a while. But when I played it, it was pretty remarkable.
Because I got it when it came out, but then for whatever reason I wasn't able to play it at the time, and I've always been meaning to play it, but I'm always afraid like it's gonna be dead, like no one's gonna be playing it anymore. So
I can check the Steam charts for it.
Oh, dude, any Titan Quest fans out there or no? Dude, me and Jason used to play Titan Quest together, so I know he likes it.
I played the Titan Quest actually pretty recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why I have my arm twisted. That's why I really want to get a PC now, because all of these games, like half of them are locked for me. I have no access.
Oh yeah, I mean PCs are dying, or consoles are dying, bro. Like it's gonna be one more generation of consoles, and then it's just they're gonna start selling you a little fucking micro ATX PC.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I work in the games industry, and I can tell you that we are reaching a point with games that people are questioning whether the graphics. I think we've pretty much peaked at this point in terms of graphics. Definitely, people are going to come up with better looking games, but they're
Like
not
it's
going to be the best
plateaued.
games out
They're gonna have to
we kinda
fucking. There's gonna have to be
Yeah.
a quantum leap, like there always
Well,
is.
Kind
It-
of.
it's-
I'm not talking about a technical side, but more of a design side, because we're
Bro.
going towards like the hyper.
But what about the business
When I
side,
was
right?
when I was a kid, one of the most popular games that I played, for one of the first video games I remember playing, was 2 pixels on a screen, being bounced by 2 collections of 2 pixels, and that was it.
My first game was that Tron arcade game.
You know, and now there's
classic Tron.
these games where you literally just like lose yourself in them. They're so photorealistic. So there's got to be that's a quantum leap in one lifetime.
I mean,
I
but
think
that's
you're pretty much just looking for photorealism at that point. Like the first game that comes out that is like a movie of like shot like that.
Well,
Kojima's claiming
that's the next step, right?
Yeah.
There's a business
Kojima
question to
is
this too.
claiming that that's gonna be like his next it's like an espionage military game. With,
Hey.
I think Oscar Isaac in it or something.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's
Paul,
he's basically saying it's photorealistic. At this point.
There's also like a business aspect to this too, because there are studios, and Sony owns a bunch of studios and exclusives, and everybody wants to push their own hardware.
What about
That's the
Well,
thing.
that's besides the point, because the AAA industry is collapsing at this point. It's a bubble that is bursting as we speak.
Yeah.
AAA industry.
What about Gears 5? Is that worth a shit or no?
It's worth to like see it, I guess, but I wouldn't
I've
like.
heard-
Well, I
wouldn't
bought
say
it.
waste
I
their
bought it
time on but there's
because
other things.
I bought it on super. Like a lot of these games, I got them on deep sale, like way after they came out. And I bought this one because I was like, oh yeah, because I loved the first one. Like I remember playing that, having a great time with it, and I was like, yeah, I'll try that. I loved the multiplayer in it, and so I tried to install, and it just, like even on low, it was fucking chugging. So it's another one I never got to really try out, Mass Effect Andromeda, I played that on pretty like low to mid settings. I enjoyed my time with it, bro. I don't know. It's not a Mass
I don't
Effect
know, I
game
got-
in my opinion, but whatever. That doesn't make it bad.
It pissed me off just because of how unimaginative it's been. It's just because like it's taking you to a different galaxy.
Yeah.
And you meet the species for the first time, and you turn on your translate button and speak English.
Yeah,
It was
it did
just.
suck.
It was.
Yeah,
just
I agree. There were parts of it
unimaginative.
that were not great.
And the villains were basically just demons. It was a little silly.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Is
I
it-
didn't.
is it at
purchase
least
too
better
much
than
from the moment
Starfield?
that- Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I haven't
Starfield,
played
actually,
Starfield,
Starfield's a
but-
game that captured me for 100 hours, 100 garbage hours that I hate. That
Yeah.
Yeah, then you
it
reflect
captured
The
on
only
it.
good
It
campaign.
seems like a waste of money.
The only good campaign in Starfield was the UNSC one or whatever it was, the military one where you kill them, the Terminate.
What is
thing.
this, Halo?
I kind
Yeah.
of disagree. I mean, honestly, I don't think any campaign in that game was good, just based on the fact.
Well,
that
I'm
it's
saying that's the
so
most interesting for
linear.
my money.
Well, yeah, in terms of narrative, for sure, but the game's core design is relatively open. You go into any mission structure, and it's just plate by numbers linear experiences.
It